Welcome back to the last video in our 5-part series about medical school personal statements. Here we will discuss how to review and edit your own personal statement to make sure that it's absolutely perfect. Now, after you've written the first draft of your essay, the process isn't over yet. In fact, the process is just beginning. When I was writing my own personal statement, I remember I wrote my personal statement, I reviewed it myself, I thought it was fantastic. I sent it to my mother, she thought it was great, I was all excited thinking I was getting ready to submit. And I ended up having somebody else who's in the medical field who doesn't know me read my personal statement. And based on their feedback, I realized I really didn't accomplish all the objectives I had set out to achieve in my personal statement. I ended up going back and rewriting the entire personal statement pretty much from scratch. And I revised it again and again and again, and probably had about 6 or 7 revisions before I finally decided that my personal statement was ready to submit. Now, in terms of the reviewing process, like I said, the first thing you want to do is review it yourself. There's 3 key elements that you want to review it for. First, we talked about structure. You want to review it for structure. Try reading the first sentence of each paragraph. If you were to just read the first sentence of each paragraph, does your essay still make sense? Additionally, in terms of structure, do your stories flow naturally from one to the next? And have you varied the length of your sentences and the structure of your sentences throughout the essay? In terms of substance, have you really answered the question of why you want to enter the medical field and why you want to be a physician? Do you have evidence to back up each one of your points? Do you provide specific examples? Is the essay unique? Is it interesting? Is it personable and is it memorable? These are all things that you want to consider in terms of substance. Now, in terms of spelling and grammar, this may sound fairly simple, but obviously, you want to use spell check. You'd be surprised at the number of essays I read that haven't used spell check yet. And also, you want to read through the essay closely. Make sure that your nouns and your verbs match in terms of number. Make sure you use apostrophes in the correct place. Make sure you have periods and capital letters, as silly as that may sound. You'd be surprised. Now, this brings me to my next big point, and perhaps my biggest point of all. Now, I'm not saying that your mother can't review your personal statement and give you feedback, because, in fact, I encourage that. However, I think it is essential to have somebody who doesn't know you, preferably in the medical field, read your personal statement and provide critical feedback. Now, the reason I say this, and the reason others say this as well, is because members of the admissions committee have never met you before. They have no preconceived notions of who you are as a person. All they are going to know about you is what they read in your personal statement. And so when your mother or grandmother or father or whoever knows you well, when they read your personal statement, they already think you're perfect. That personal statement is not really changing their view in one way or the other. However, if you have somebody who doesn't know you read your personal statement, they're starting to create a vision in their mind of who you are as a person for the very first time, just as a member of the admissions committee will. So this is why we say it is necessary to have somebody who doesn't know you review your personal statement. Now, I know most of you probably don't know somebody who A, doesn't know you, and B, is familiar with the medical school application process. And this is why I highly recommend that all of you go to our website, admissionsace.com, and find a medical school mentor who's experienced in this regard. Now, our medical school mentors have gone through the medical school application process themselves and have been highly successful. In addition, they have worked with many applicants just like yourself who are trying to work on their personal statement and make it as perfect as possible. They can help you not only brainstorm ideas, but can help provide valuable feedback from somebody who doesn't know you and will be forming an opinion for the very first time just by reading your personal statement. And this is the exact same thing the admissions committee will be doing. So I would highly encourage signing up to work with one of our mentors. So the main points that you should take away from this talk. First of all, when writing your personal statement, you want to give yourself plenty of time. This is something that's very important. After all, you spent months and months preparing for the MCAT, so why wouldn't you spend an equal amount of effort on your personal statement? Next, you want to make sure it's personal, interesting, and engaging. And by doing this, you will make sure that your personal statement is powerful and memorable. And like we said, we want to make sure that you're showing and not telling the members of the admissions committee what you want them to know about yourself. And you do this by having very descriptive stories. We want to make sure we're focusing on flow and organization in our essay, so it follows a very logical format. And most importantly, you want to make sure you really answer the question of why it is that you want to be a doctor and why you would be a great addition to their medical school class. Lastly, I just want to highlight again the importance of revising your essay and reviewing it with somebody who you do not know who has experience with the admissions process. And like I said, our mentors are great people to work with in this regard and provide you very powerful feedback that can really improve your personal statement and has been shown to increase your chances of getting accepted into medical school. I hope you've enjoyed this video today, and if you would like more advice or more videos, log on to our website, admissionsace.com, and see what else we have to offer. Thank you.